Good morning, you guys. I'm Francesca, part of the Senior Women Travel Club Empowering Adventures with Francesca on Facebook, but I have a YouTube channel that is for any sex, and this topic is an any sex topic, sleep apnea. I have had problems with it. I am not user-friendly at wanting to use that god-awful, God, I have it right behind me up on the stack of my medical supplies, god-awful CPAP machine. I've tried to make it work and it hasn't worked, and I have come up with my own system for becoming more successful at managing the sleep apnea without the CPAP. I'm still not 100% where I want to be, so I'm going to cut to the chase on what I did and how I fixed it, but I then will explain the process in case you don't want to watch the whole video. So the bottom line is, after having the sleep apnea test done, finding out whether it was the autonomic system or the jaw, mouth, throat, the expert said it was autonomic. My primary care said it was a throat, jaw, mouth. The expert would not make me a mouthpiece, and that's what I went to him for. So I then went back to my primary care, and she said, no, it is the mouth, jaw, whatever. Okay, so here's the bottom line. Because I've had neck injuries, I normally, for over 25 years, do not sleep with pillows. I have a little tiny, what you would call a toddler infant pillow that is full of down, and it's actually half full of down, so I can almost roll it and just put it right behind my neck, and I sleep absolutely horizontal, except for that little pillow under my neck. Well, I found out that one of the home remedies for treating sleep apnea, which I can't say that it'll work for you, but it did work for me, is to elevate your head. So I started out with 2 flat pillows squished together in one case. And then more recently, I moved to this curved chiropractic pillow, which I had used years ago. And the one part of the chiropractic pillow is higher than the other part. And most pillows trigger pain in my neck. So now I take this little baby down pillow that I have. I use this curved chiropractic pillow, use the bigger part, roll the down baby pillow, and I put it under my neck. I make an effort to sleep on my left side because I do have a heart condition. Sleeping on my right side makes the heart beat in a backwards way, which is way more work when you're sleeping, and then it can trigger a little bit of tachycardia when I'm sleeping. So sleeping on my left side on the pillow makes it easier for my heart to pump, being a heart patient. Sleeping on my side drastically reduces the episodes of sleep apnea. But when I do want to sleep on my back face up, I've got these 2 pillows. Now, how do I know that this was working? There were 3 things that I used for the measurement. One is I bought a ring called Sleep On. And the ring, in general, is fantastic when it functions. Fantastic when it functions. The problem is 96% of the time, it doesn't function. And I'm still working with the company to try to work out the bugs with the ring. But I've been working with them for 2 years. They sent me a second one. It's just not as flawless as they think it is. The concept is great, and it's a Chinese company, and I write this guy Max. So the ring, I was using the ring, which had a finger thing and a ring thing and a fingertip. The fingertip does a more accurate reading. The one down here for the oxygen pulse, finger pulse max, whatever that is, heart rate, great data collector when it functions. Down here reads your numbers lower than they are and gives you a slightly false reading. It's more comfortable here than it is here, but here gives you a more accurate reading. And what I got to see is when I was not doing this modification with the pillow, I was having 4 to 6 hours a night in the sleep deprived, oxygen deprived zone. Sorry, I got the sneezes. When I started switching out using this curved chiropractic pillow, which I use the bigger part, and I use the little down pillow, baby pillow under my neck, my numbers changed. It drastically brought the oxygen deprivation level down to an hour to maybe 2 hours a night, down from 6 hours, which is huge. The other thing that I was using was a blood pressure cuff in the morning. The whole thing that had turned me on to this is that normally I'm an extremely low blood pressure person. For example, I went to the heart doctor this week and I was shocked. I was 116/60, which means I came all the way down again. But when I was having the worst of my oxygen deprivation from sleep apnea, because I lived in Italy for 18 years, moved back to the States in Colorado at high altitude, I travel a lot, bringing senior women around the world. So I'm out of the country a lot. My blood doesn't ever get enough time to adjust to the high altitude because I'm in, out, in, out, in, out. So that is a problem. What I realized with the blood cuff readings is I was hitting 158, 155, 160 on the top, and the bottom numbers were really high too. I was feeling sick. I was feeling it was weird. I'd wake up and I would just go, man, I feel terrible. And I am chronically ill, so I'm used to a lot of tolerance of not feeling good. But I really wasn't feeling good, really not feeling good. And that's why I started doing the oxygen thing, the blood pressure cuff. And that's when I started realizing I was having dangerously high blood pressures. I tried looking at my diet, which I have an organic, try to do whole food, although I'm a carboholic. I do organic farming, a lot of vegetables, organic meats, cheeses. I try to do low fat. I'm 62. I'm 5'6¾" now that I've shrunk, and I'm 163 pounds. So it's not like I'm overweight. I'm about 10 pounds overweight, but I'm on the BMI index. I'm on the highest before you start becoming chubby. So I know that that's okay. When I'm out of the country, I walk 2 to 4 miles a day on my cultural experiences with my ladies. When I'm in the country, I don't do anything. I'm going to work on that. I'm an ex-athlete, but because of my open heart surgery and my strokes, I became disabled, and I have to be very careful with my autoimmune disorders and everything with what I do. But what I want to say is I went ahead and I got the CPAP machine, and I really tried to make it work. But because when I suffered strokes, they hit my optic nerves, and I've got first it was always on the left, the first 2, and then the most recent stroke hit my right eye. So I know that I have a little bit deaf tones in my left ear, but then I have hypersensitivity in my left ear, and I have blind spots in both eyes. And when I had gotten COVID the first time, it went right into my sinuses, and it went after my wounded area, which is this side. This is why I get all my tattoos on my left, because all my medical trauma has been on the left. The CPAP didn't work for me. I really tried. First of all, I was intolerant to the smell of the CPAP, and I did learn that if you boil the CPAP silicone things for 3 minutes in water, take them out, then make a new pot of raspberry, strawberry, that kind of tea, fruit teas, and then take the mask and soak the silicone pieces in the tea, it can change the smell. Because I was assuming that my headaches that were coming from using the CPAP, because I'm a severe migraine sufferer, although I'm on, I have the pen over there, Emgality, and that pen is, it's an injectable pen once a month, saved my life. It's fantastic because I have a lot of blue light sensitivity. You'll often see me, the screen is on yellow, so I can do it, and I have to do yellow lights, but you'll often see me with pink glasses because of the damage from the strokes. And what I found is the CPAP wasn't working. I went in and tried to, even after they did the lesson, and the guy was really, God help this younger generation. He was so freaking nervous. He sat there just tapping his foot. They just do this leg bouncing thing. I'm sure you've seen the younger people doing it. Drives me freaking crazy. It's like they have to almost be tranquilized. And somebody doing that actually gives me anxiety. So he forced me into getting the masks that I didn't want. I knew what I came in for, and I ended up dropping money on things that I didn't want. Tried using the masks, and I got immediately severe headaches. I then made an appointment, went back in and said, what's going on? I thought it was the silicone smelling bad. I thought it was my reaction to, smells and chemicals, but I got rid of the smell. So what we figured out in the office for the people who sell this product, she cranked it up, and I was able to tolerate it up to the number 6. The minute she hit above the number 6, I started immediately getting a massive headache. Massive. And as a migraine sufferer who's been hospitalized with stroke-like migraines, where my trunk has been paralyzed, my vision has been taken away from me, my speech has been slurred, that's because something pinched so tight in my head, I don't want to screw around. I just got the migraines under control. So what we determined is 6 and under I could tolerate, but the minute we went over 6, it's hitting the air coming into all my damaged area from where I've had my strokes hit, that I didn't even get to use the machine. I sit on the couch and try to practice tolerating it, and because I also don't, a little bit claustrophobic with that kind of crap. Anyway, the bottom line is, when I started changing my pillows, making sure I was fully hydrated, I put a diffuser with essential oils for better sleep. I started taking a low-dose antidepressant that they recommend for sleep. I'm not taking it because I'm depressed, and I really don't even want to take it, and I may consider stop taking it in the future because it triggers a little bit of tachycardia. And started taking a melatonin mix. I was able to get a better level of quality sleep because I was all of a sudden suffering with an insomnia, which I've never had in my life. So using the blood pressure cuff, I use that as my gauge, that if I wake up and my blood pressure is really low the way it should be, then I know I didn't fatigue or stress my heart at night. And it was, so these are all the things that I did to work on it. Now, I'm still not done with the battle. I still want to go forward more. I do need to get that sleep-on ring working so that I can document it regularly with longer data. But the main thing is my blood pressure is back down to a really low number like it was. So I know that I'm getting more than enough oxygen all night, that it's not compromising my heart. Anyway, sorry for a long story, but sorry, I got a little bit of cough there. That's my story with the sleep apnea. Okay, bye, you guys.